And there are many people, or there were many people from the camp, who were very grateful for this gentleman for giving them supper. Now, that was him in the mouth of the river with these drunkies, as they call it. Put Becky up behind Canlor there. That was the pool. You had that rock side, fish lying up against the sides. So they weren't quite that big, but my hand is. So you get this thing tied to the wrist. Oops. Sit. You'd slide it over his tail. You got it. Right? Now, being an educated boy, I was thick because I got it over the tail and I went upwards. And I was corrected by a certain person. I said, no, you don't do it that way. This is science, you know, like Dickie showed the light, the angles. This thing, there's more resistance, you fool, if you lift it up. Right? The stick, it slows down and the fish goes. The way to do it is that way, less resistant. You know, more than likely the person who taught me that, he didn't go to a physics lesson in his life, but he knew how it worked. And of course the magal was very, very handy. Rabbit snare as well. Again, we would set snares in the fields for rabbits. That's what he gets his name. And what you did, you tied this to something. There's the rabbit run, you can see it. And you just put this in the ground at head height if you happen to be a rabbit. Head goes in, suicide. Right? We were killing them, they killed themselves. And believe me, before 56, was it, when we had myxomatosis, there were thousands of the damn things around here. Henry, wasn't it, boxing around Christmas Day, used to go down on the big field with the guns and the ferrets on that type of soil. Lots and lots of rabbits. And do you know, one of the things that stays in my mind, actually, is the smell of stinking, rotting rabbits when myxomatosis came in about 56. Oh, you know, I see rabbits and I couldn't eat them. It's just that smell stays with you, the whole countryside. And we would also, of course, if I can go back to the other use of this, we would sometimes go out at night to get some fish. Usually we have a motorcycle battery and a spotlight, one of these on a stick, or a gaff or a trigger or trident, and there's your fish. Cumulate usually was a good place to be. Pools these days aren't as good on this river as they used to be, is it? Like, you know, somebody's pinching out water. Now, these things happen. I'm a kleptomaniac or whatever you would call it. This was quite normal, air guns. I had an air gun when I was 8. This is it. Right, Carpies don't throw things away. Webley Junior. Not loaded. Right, still works. I haven't used it for donkey's years, but I would hate to get rid of it. Now, that was 52 years ago. I had it for Christmas. Then I went to the air rifle, and then I had a shotgun by the time I was 10. And to be honest, I still carry my shotgun today. Not in public. I don't mean it that way, do banks or anything like that. But these were the little ways of life of kids in the village. There was no fuss and bother, you know. It's nice that these things happen and that we were privileged actually to have had the chance to do it, because there's so many rules today. You can't do this, you can't do that. Oh, right, okay, you know, let's go watch telly instead. And another little one that we had wasn't used down here so much, but there was a bad influence in my life a little bit on the tops there, at Llanrhystud. And this was another way of taking fish, not by rod and line, but with an otter, Dorky. Now this is a money bath toy. Very clever. Plank of wood, weight on the bottom, and a rudder. I'm just aligned here, trying to get a couple of here. From that, you have your fishing line. Tom, you didn't use this, did you? Oh, dear. Now then, for health and safety reasons, the orange bit is the fishing line. These are the droppers, and you put a fly on them, or whatever you want, worms you play. Now, the object of the exercise was quite simple. This was used in lakes. Oh yes, you're from the lakes area, aren't you, John? I remember that. Right, can I borrow you for a moment? Nothing nasty. No. Just to hold this, that's all, because you understand. No? All right then. What you did. Oh, look at this for rubbish. In case you don't get it through. One lake, one shore. Okay? Little person. Put the durgi in that there, in a bay preferably. Chuck it in. And then you gradually pull it. Let it go, pull it, let it go. With the result that there's your fishing line. Now then, the resistance of this plank meant that the board was going to find the easiest way to go. You've got a rudder here set to go out into the lake. You're pulling on that gently. Pull, let go, pull, let go. And what it would do would inscribe an arc right the way around. Right? So you've got it going. And when you got to this end, if you were clever enough, you flicked it back and sent it back the other way. Now this has been finely tuned, and there's only half an inch of this short. So you could be there sitting here eating your sandwiches, and of course the beauty of this was, once the first fish took something, he started struggling, which meant now that these got more lively. Right? And, you know, you wouldn't be greedy, you only have 20 flies on there at the most. But you could get out 30 yards at times when you didn't have a fly rod and all the modern stuff. It's quite good. Now, unfortunately, I've become too respectable now. I did use it on Canigua the other day, without any flies. I put all that way to try it out on a lake. And what happens? I didn't put enough lead on it, it went sideways. Oh, this is science, you see. You know, who thought this up? Goodness knows. But it was a long time before the Environment Agency and all the rest of it. Right? And fish would be taken in this simple way. Anybody wishing to take measurements, you're more than welcome. Right? And don't steal the lead off the church. Right. And of course, while we're on the subject of rabbits, we have the infamous game trap. Now, this fella, certain people could do it one-handed because they're strong. You can see I'm rubbish, so I put my foot on it. In the farms, you have loads of these. Health and safety, the pins come out. Sorry for you, it's my fingers. Right. So you set this. What you And there we are. That's a rabbit trap. And of course, your friendly little bunny would come running along to go under the hedge or along the run, and he'd put his foot in it, or both feet on his... One bunny